my brother's Nissan pickup, 1987 and a half or something, Nissan V6, man. Having problems with this car, just unbelievable. So just got it back from the mechanic, he couldn't figure it out. I need to take it to a smog only place where they can, where they have a dyno in it so they can test it while they're fixing it. Otherwise, with this shop, they have to drive it to a tow place, and it takes a while, or to a shop where they can smog it and then bring it back, and it's just not cost effective for them to work on it. So I'm driving it back home. The registration is not current. I'm hoping I don't get pulled over by the police. You can't tow it on AAA can't tow it because it's not registered. I'd have to go to the DMV and get a one-day pass, and that's a big hassle too. So I'm just going to drive it, and if I do get pulled over, I'll just talk to the police, and hopefully they'll just let me go. Usually they're pretty good about it. So I'm here on Magnolia Boulevard, and I'm heading towards the freeway. Man, this car runs pretty good. I can't believe it won't pass smog. So I'm just trying to figure this out. I owe Tigran like $65 for the O2 sensor, and he replaced the battery for free. He says it was under warranty. I think we replaced the battery on this before, but the battery went dead from sitting for so long, so they replaced it and didn't charge me anything for that. And I didn't have the money for the O2 sensor, so he said, yeah, just, when you get a chance, if you're able to pay, you'd be happy to take the money. So very nice guy. Tigran at R&R Auto at 1500 West Magnolia in Burbank. He's very good at working on vehicles, very kind. I'm grateful to God that I'm able to take my brother's car and try to get it worked on. It's still not fixed though. It's funny, my Mini Cooper needs work too. Somehow it's overheating. I've replaced the coolant, and I drained the air out of it. Took it to the shop a couple times, Mini Corsa here in Burbank, and he wasn't able to fix it. Each time I drove it home after he said it was fixed, the vehicle overheated. I mean, normally the guy's really good at fixing stuff. He's fixed the vehicle before many times, but there's just an issue with it that I don't think he's aware of it. It might be one of the fans is bad on the Mini Cooper. It's a 2009 Mini Cooper S. But it's some reason it's overheating. So either the fan, two fans, it has two fans, so it's one of the fans, or it's possibly the thermostat, or it could be another issue. So I'm going to pause. Oh, it has some paperwork. This is probably from when we tested it. Whoop. Switch it. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, these were in the passenger seat. I got some results. Maybe I can give this to the other mechanic. He knows what that stuff means. All right, so we're back to driving again. Recording myself and talking. I hate doing stuff like this, but I figured I'd try it. And I'll post it on YouTube. So my 3 followers who don't like any of my stuff can see it in their feed. Yeah, I post stuff on there. I try to get my nephew to look at my stuff on YouTube, but he's only 15. What's he interested in 50-year-old man stuff? Actually, I'm 51, I think, now. I'm getting old. Yeah, I'm glad to be alive and be able to help my friend Haig. Needed to take the company vehicle to the shop to have it worked on, but the company told him he had to get AAA on his own because the companies aren't allowed to use AAA. So I told him I have AAA. I've had it for 15 years, so I get 200 miles in the very first tow and 100 miles for each additional tow, up to 4 tows altogether. And so AAA offered me a free rental, but I turned it down. Don't need a rental. So the Mini Cooper still runs. It just, like I said, it gets hot. So I'm gonna drive it again later today and see how it's running, see if it overheats, see if I fix the problem. Because I added more coolant after I let it set, and because it was down a little bit low again in the reservoir where you add the coolant to it. So we'll see if that fixes the issue. As the car only has 68,000 miles, and I always had tons of problems, paid a bunch of money. Every year you got to get the valves sandblasted. Or they're walnut blasted, not sandblasted. And if you take it to the dealer, they charge you $1,200. But if you go to Mini Corsa, they only charge you $600. Getting on the 170 freeway. Yeah, my sister's taken the Mini Cooper. It used to belong to my dad. It's my dad's Mini Cooper, and he wanted me to have it, so I now drive it. I'm kind of amazed I have a car. I didn't have to pay for it. It's fully paid for. My mom had made all the payments. Very good at making the payments. So I inherited it. But my sister had taken it to Jiffy Lube for oil changes, I guess. And then, there was an issue with it, so we took it to the Mini Corsa, and he pulled off the filter out, the oil filter, and there was metal shavings in it, and the filter was like disintegrated. Like, Jiffy Lube does not do oil changes. They charge you for it, but then they don't do the work. So never take your car to Jiffy Lube. Now, I've seen videos online where they do undercover video of Jiffy Lube, and they still do it to this day, where they do not replace the oil. They don't replace the filters. It's a scam. I guess that's the only way they know how to make money, or that their only way that they can make a profit is to scam you. So that guy cut me off. I thought he was a hero or something. I don't know. But, here I'm gonna switch and see where I'm going. I'm on the freeway, approaching Sherman Way, Roscoe, Sheldon. I live in Arleta. So I think switching the V. But headed home. Actually, I'm going to my friend's house where my Mini Cooper's parked. I'm going to have him drive either probably this vehicle, and I'm going to drive the Mini Cooper back to my house, and then I'll drive him back to his house, and then I'll drive back home. And yeah, the truck's running good. It's running great, except it won't pass smog. It's funny, is my company vehicle, I drive a 2005 Dodge Ram pickup, and it has 230,000 miles, and it blows smoke. It doesn't hold oil for very long. Just had a lot of issues with it, and the engine light always comes on. It's always on. So what we do is, when it's time to smog, the company tells me to disconnect the battery. So I disconnect it, connect it, and then after about 40 miles, the engine light, the engine light goes off when you initially take the battery cable off. But then after 40 miles, you take it in to a smog place, and then it'll pass smog. And I'll even tell the smog guy, why does it pass? Like, the thing's blowing smoke out the back end. Shouldn't you be reporting my vehicle to the California board or whatever, EPA, whatever you do? And the guy laughed. It's like, man, it's like the thing's junk. The company promised me a vehicle years ago, and they just won't do it. It's like you drive a junky vehicle that's all beat up, and it blows smoke out the back end, and it sounds terrible. And I'm going to locations where we're doing servicing customers' companies' equipment. We're doing preventive maintenance, and we don't even do maintenance on our own vehicle. You can imagine how they feel, like what the impression we're giving other companies, or other companies that we service. Like, well, we don't take care of our equipment, but we'll take care of yours. Like, yeah, right. If I saw my truck pull up, a truck like mine pull up to my house to do work, I'd be like, you know what, never mind. So, enough of that. I'm grateful to have the vehicle. It's a company vehicle, but I get to drive it whenever I want. I don't drive it really anywhere because it has my tools in it. I don't want anybody to steal any of my stuff. But I drove it to church a couple times. But I'm kind of concerned about that. If I can't park it inside the parking lot, I have to get there early. If I can't do that, I have to park on the street, and I don't want to do that because in the neighborhood it's not that great either. So people might steal the tools out the back, break in, and then if the company finds out that they don't mind if I drive the company vehicle, but if it got broken into and stolen or whatever, then they would be upset because they let me drive it wherever. It's like, as long as I pay for the gas. It's like I drove my own company vehicle when the truck was overheating, and my car, the Mini Cooper, it overheated and died, and I had to have it towed, and my boss was upset with me. And I told him, like, why are you upset? It's like, you told me. I told him I was going to drive my vehicle, and he's like, oh, no. It's like he totally forgot that I told him I was going to drive my vehicle. And so, man, I broke down, man. I was so upset about it. And then he got concerned that I was upset, and like, dude, it's like, I'm doing the company a favor. Like, you guys know, like, my manager knows that the owner it keeps flaking, keeps telling me he's going to replace the vehicle, but doesn't. And then he's telling me he's going to have me drive another company vehicle that's a van. But I need to have a truck. You know, we work on bollards and parking equipment and residential where I need a truck. I can't. The van's not going to work, and I can't swap between vehicles, which he wants me to do. Like, well, you drive the truck when you need the truck, and drive the van when you need the van. It's like, so I got to move all my tools from one vehicle to the other. Like, that's just insane. Like, yeah, he wouldn't do it. The owner has back problems, and like, there's no way in the world that he would do something like that when he expects me to do it. And I have back problems of my own. But I was in a car accident more than 20 years ago where I went through the rear end of a parked car on my bike. I ended up in the front seat. I cut my neck, got 88 stitches, lost a bunch of muscle in my neck. So it's like I get headaches. I get nauseous when I'm working upside down underneath a vehicle or my vehicle. And when I was doing welding on the company truck, I got nauseous and I had to stop. I couldn't continue. I had to rest for a while before I could get back under my truck. But there's just so many things I go through that I have to deal with my pain. It's like I get home from work, I'm tired. I have to go right to bed and sleep. I sleep a lot. I have a mountain bike that I can't ride because I'm just too tired to drive it, to ride it. So dealing with that. My mom has asked me to help her clean the house. She wants to get a mortgage, and a new mortgage to probably put me on it. And it's just, I told her, I was like, I'm so tired. It's like trying to get my sister, my brother involved, and they have their own problems too. But I'm just hoping I can get enough energy to work on the house, to get it at least clean enough so somebody can come and look at the house so they can do the mortgage on it. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta go to my friend's house where my Mini Cooper is. And people go, oh man, you got a nice car, you got a Mini Cooper. It's like the thing's really beat up. Needs a lot. It's had Bondo work done to it, and the thing's falling apart. It's having issues with it. I mean, it looks good from a distance, but when you get up close, it doesn't look so great. But like I said, I'm grateful to have it. 2009 Mini with the turbo on it. It's kind of quick, but it's like I don't like the way it handles. It's too rough. It's a very harsh ride. It's got 17-inch rims. My dad first got the Mini Cooper. It's like that was the wrong car to buy. It's like you should have got a vehicle that was like a 4-door that could seat 4 people comfortably at least. But instead he wanted the Mini Cooper. Like the car, it's just nobody likes to drive it. Like, it constantly needs maintenance, service. Like I said, every year it'll start blowing smoke because it's a direct injection direct port injection, so it gets carbon buildup on the valves, and then it starts to smoke. I don't know if it's because the valves don't seal properly from the carbon buildup, and then smoke starts blowing out the back end. So you got to take it to a shop and have them walnut blast the valves. So it's just a constant battle with that thing. And when you have to replace the tires, you got to get run flats, because you can't have a spare tire in the trunk. There is no spare tire. Okay, this car's making some weird noise again. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the suspension, or yeah, it's not, the alignment's not great. Oh, I'm here by Arco gas station. I got jumped there a long time ago when during the Rodney King riots. A Mexican gang came up to my car and they told me they didn't like me because I was white. And then one guy told the other guy to get his bat, and so he, as I backed up, I was in a 71 Chevy Chevelle. I was working under the hood. Thank God I'd gotten back in the vehicle before they came up to me. And so I backed up, turned around. As I turned around, one of the guys threw a 40-ounce bottle of beer and hit the windowsill of my Chevelle, and it shattered. And I neutral dropped the Chevy to get out of there. Didn't do any damage, but man, I was so upset and scared for my life. Man, if that bottle had hit my head, I probably would have died or be in the hospital. Ended up driving home and called the police. Yeah, it's like, think about white privilege. There's no white privilege. Yeah, the police showed up, white officer, and the officer did not. I wish I had a horn. The guy just cut me off. And yeah, the police officer showed up and had me sit in the back seat, and he took down a police report, but he wouldn't go to the scene. I told him, "Are you guys going to go there?" It's like, they're probably still there, or maybe they're walking away, down the side street or something. The police said they would not go down there to investigate. They said, "Well, take a police report, but that's it." And I was so upset. My uncle's a police officer. My cousin, well, they're both retired. My uncle, he passed away, but yeah, he retired from the LA Police Department. It was LAPD Van Nuys Division, and he was he reported directly to Bernard Parks. He was one of those special officers where he got to work directly with Bernard Parks, who was in charge at the time. And my cousin, he had a stroke. But he was retired too. He was he was an artist for the police department. He would be the guy in the courtroom drawing up the scene of the court if you couldn't have the cameras inside. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly everything he did there, but he retired. Very good officer. And yeah, I had family. I have another friend that's a police officer, but you don't get special privileges because you're white. Like I said, I don't know what, I hear Oprah saying that white people have it better than black people. It's like, there's no way. It's like, my whole life has been a struggle. I've had to work hard to get everything that I've ever had. And it's so upsetting for Oprah, this rich woman, to say such an evil thing, that white people have it better off, or that we're privileged, and that we're all racist. Like, it's like, that is such a horrible, rotten thing for her to say. It's like, I just wish, I don't wish any harm on her. I wish that she would repent, because she thinks that there's many ways to heaven, but they're not. There's one way to heaven. That's through Jesus Christ. Jesus says that He is the way, the truth, and the life, that no one comes to the Father except through Him. Well, I'm going to cut it short. I'm surprised I actually recorded this, and I'm going to post it on YouTube and just see if anybody's paying attention to what I share, because I don't think anybody does. I've been into photography for many years, and I post a lot of stuff on Flickr, and I have it set so it's just for attribution only, so anybody can use my photos for public or private use, for commercial use. And my photos are on like 300 different websites. And the Nissan's kind of dieseling. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's not going to overheat. It's not on hot. Let's see. It's in between cold and hot, but it's dieseling. I don't know if you can hear it. But I'm getting close to my friend's house, so I'm going to sign off. Thanks for listening if you did, and God bless you and have a great day.